Welcome to my vlog. Join me as I build my company, create some cool shit, and share life along the way. Landing in your inbox every Tuesday at 9. Hey guys, welcome to 2018, and welcome to my home office that I just adore. You're gonna get an office tour very soon, one of these days, but for now I just show you my favorite place in the world. 2018 is here. It is currently January 7th and I am watching the Golden Globes. I'm doing this during a commercial break because I just felt like I gotta get this video out of me. And I have just been so moved by what I've been watching during the Globes, starting with the red carpet. So in the lead up to this year's Golden Globes ceremony, we had actress upon actress post on their Instagram, on their social media channels with a graphic image, Time's Up Now, hashtag Time's Up Now, calling to people to donate to the Time's Up Now Legal Defense Fund. Now, what is the Time's Up Now Legal Defense Fund? It is a resource that has been created by these influential Hollywood actresses, industry leaders, to enable women and men from across all industries to bring legal recourse to people who sexually harass, abuse, or assault them within the workplace. It's still in the process of being constructed. We're still learning more about it. What I do know is on their GoFundMe, they've raised over $16 million. Wow. So on today's red carpet, they said, this Sunday, we wear black. And we're watching actress upon actress walking the red carpet, not being asked who they're wearing, rather being asked why you're wearing black. Why does this movement matter to you, and why is now the time for us to rally and have this call to arms? We're also seeing these A-list celebrities walking down the red carpet with global activists like Tarana Burke, who started the Me Too movement. You have Emma Watson walking down the red carpet with another global activist from the UK. It's truly phenomenal. It feels like a karmic cleansing of what red carpets have been up until this point, which is an objectification of women. These figures of women who are not attainable, who take weeks prep to walk this one red carpet to maintain this illusion of beauty. And I find it very liberating to have watched that red carpet today and to now be watching the Golden Globes, where Nicole Kidman wins for a role that brings domestic abuse to the forefront, where Elizabeth Moss wins for her portrayal in The Handmaid's Tale, where Margaret Atwood's words are used to say that we will no longer be marginalized to the margins of a page, but that our stories are now at the forefront. I am so jazzed. But also, you're gonna hear the boys because they're playing games downstairs and there's no insulation in this floor. It helps for me and Mitch to talk to each other like, what? Hey babe? Yeah? How's your game going? Yeah, I'm good, I'm just filming a video. I just wanted to show him that you can hear me. This is how we communicate. Okay, so what I wanted to show you guys today is how I go about doing my year planning. So the holiday season is complete, New Year's is done, Christmas is done, and I just want to say something here where the holidays aren't always a pleasant time for everybody. I know that going home sometimes can be hard for me. It can be hard for a lot of people. I had such a wonderful trip home. We had something really tragic happen in our family, and it's just been incredible to see us all coming together to support one another and to just show our resilience as a community and as a family. And so the holidays are wonderful, but they can be very difficult for a lot of people. So I want to hold space for that. So when I got back to Ottawa, I decided, as many do around the new year, it was time to really define what is my intention for this year. What am I focusing on? What do I want this year to really be about? So I decided to dive in on January 1st with a workshop with my speaking coach, Majid. And he led a workshop on Zoom for 3 hours with about 30 of us, walking through step by step, how do you make your year plan? So a lot of that I have here. We went from doing a timeline of 2017, ups and downs. As you can see, for me, there was a ton that happened. I actually came back to this exercise because I just needed to be able to reflect on what was one of the hardest and best years of my life. I found it very cathartic to be able to go back and go moment by moment, or big moment by moment, and kind of recount what 12 months can hold, what 365 days are capable of holding, and it blew my mind. So from there, we moved on to creating quadrants for our lives. So I'm gonna keep it beside me. We made quadrants of lifestyle, relationship, health, and wealth. And for each we would rate where we think we are right now and what a 10 out of 10 would look like. And we would use that 10 out of 10 as a benchmark for how we would want this year to go and how we dream of getting to those different places. Then we did an exercise where we did sort of a draft of the year, writing the script of if we, a year from now, in our time machines were to go to January 1st, 2019 and talk about 2018, write it down like you would your timeline for 2017. What exactly happened? What did it feel like? What was big? What was small? I found that exercise to be really cool. And then I ended up breaking it up into 4 areas, again, of creating, moving, being, and attracting. And I am grateful to have coaches in each of these areas. So Chris Kadosky, he's helping me with my nutrition, and Rowan and Steph helping me with my movement and getting my body active and back to a place of fitness that I want to be in terms of creation, working with Majid and my friend Adam, helping figure out where I want to take the company, what projects I want to do next. In terms of being and my spiritual self, I work with a transformational coach. I call her my mindset coach, Roz Suze, and she just has helped me really unpack my life and recover from a lot of the psychological, spiritual pain that I had last year, the PTSD I had from my illness, from so much. And so working with Roz this year, but in a more healed space, I'm excited to see what abundance was going to look like. And then in terms of what I want to attract, who do I want to be this year? Who am I becoming? Who do I want to be in the world? What impact do I want to make? Like, guys, when we take the time to focus on ourselves in this kind of a way, in a way where we put in the time to ask ourselves the important questions about who and what we want to be in the world, how are we going to get there, what impact, what tangible impact do we want to make, and how do we want to contribute, it is the greatest gift we can give to ourselves and to the world. And I genuinely believe when we're in a space of that, in that space where we've taken care of our bodies, taken care of our spirits, taken care of our communities, taken care of our health, that we attract true abundance. We attract those things we've always desired, because life works in our favor. And no amount of lists or anything like this is going to make my year plan perfect, but at least it gives me a guideline. I mean, I write this all down and I hope it happens, but I always know there's going to be pivots and turns and twists and different things that are going to come up. But I'm doing the work now through my spiritual practice, through my meditation, through my healing work, through healing my body, so that whatever comes up, I'm ready for it, ready to face it, good and bad. Like this Christmas was the perfect example in our family. We had such incredible, beautiful, happy moments together, and we were able to hold each other in some immense sadness. And this is what life is. It's that resilience. It's that capacity to show up. And planning helps me show up better. And then I made a list of what I'm gonna let go of in 2018 and what's remaining. What are the kind of the ties that I feel like are holding me down? How do I let go of those as I move into this new year? And what I will attract, which we talked about. And then my ideal schedule for the week, so Monday to Friday, what am I hoping for? For me, this is my year of consistency and routine. So you guys saw I traveled a whole bunch at the end of last year. It was kind of my way of proving to myself that I could still work, that I could still be on the road, I could still keynote, I could still workshop, I could whatever. But Mitch and I have a big milestone coming this year. We are getting married. And so I really want to stay put. I want to stay in Ottawa for the next 6 months. I'm heading to North Carolina for a sick women's retreat and then another silence retreat I might do. But outside of those, my focus until May is to stay in Ottawa. And I'm super pumped about that. I want this wedding to be like a warm hug, both for Mitch and I, but for all of our guests and everyone we love. And so to create a space of love takes time, nurturing, and care. and consistency. So I know that if I'm in Ottawa in one place, not only will I be able to plan my wedding well, but I'll also feel great going into my wedding because I'll have been consistent with my health, consistent with my workouts, with my nutrition, consistent with going into the office and being with Kylie, continuing to build the foundation of my company so that once our wedding's done and once I'm ready for a bit more action in the fall, I'll have all my T's crossed and I's dotted and be ready for a little bit of a lift off. So that's my intention for the first half of the year. So that takes me into this next part, quarterly goals. So we went by Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, really planning out the year. What is the intention for each quarter? What are we gonna do when we get through that to those places? So for me, Q1 is planning my wedding, staying in one place, developing launch plans for a few different projects that we want to come up in the next year, focusing on audience growth, and then Q2, Q3, Q4, and so on. A lot of this is work focused for me, this specific one. And then we looked at night routines and day routines. This is back to the daily schedule. What's gonna serve you? What do you want to do? And then what was my mantra for 2018? It's the year of growth through consistency. So we did this all on January 1st and I was feeling great. I was like, I'm on top of this year. I'm gonna feel awesome. I really haven't done intentional year planning like this ever in my entire life before. And then January 2nd rolled around and I looked at this and I just was like, this all makes logical sense. I get why these are all the things I want to do, but there was a disconnect and I couldn't quite place my finger on it. And then I had a call with Roz, with my transformational mindset coach. And she reminded me that the place that I'm in with my wellness, with my career, with my health, it's like a blank slate. I'm in a place of pure creation. I get to decide who I want to be next. I get to decide exactly what I want to do next. I get to decide how well I want to be when I go into doing whatever I'm doing next. This is a powerful position that I'm in, and I'm so blessed and grateful to be in this spot. So when I'm making these perfect schedules of what a day is going to look like and what's my morning routine and what's my night routine, that's not enough to get me going. What I need is intentional purpose. I need a daily intention. I need to know the purpose of why I'm doing what I'm doing. So she showed me a new technique that really helped me dive even further, bring some more depth to this year planning. And it's called the RPM. It's taught by Tony Robbins. RPM could be like in the vehicle, but in this case, it's result, purpose, and massive action. What is the result you're looking for? What is the purpose behind that result? And what are the steps you're going to take to get there? So what I ended up doing after that call with Roz was I went out, I got myself a actual planner for the year. This is supposed to be my journal, but it's turned into a bit of my everything book for 2017. I'm waiting for my version of this. I actually just ordered the exact same one off of Indigo because I'm simple like that. I like what I like. So I will have a journal that is just a journal again. This is my workbook, which is all of my to-do lists for work, all of my plans for work. And then this is my planner. So I use my calendar on Google Cal and iCal, and that schedules out my week logistically. But this helps me set my intention and purpose every day. So I did this big brain dump of RPMs, results, purpose, massive action, for different focus areas I have for my life in 2018. So it's essentially what I did with Majid, a little bit deeper. I discovered that my word for 2018 is actually alignment. My mantra, I'm all that I desire. All I desire is already within me. We all have this tendency when we get stressed and when we're stuck in the momentum of chaos and stress and worry to think that we have to work really effing hard to get that thing that we think we want and we think we deserve. I lived in that cycle for most of my life. And what that cycle led me to was efforting, proving myself. I have to make it to this place. I have to be this person. I have to achieve X thing. And inevitably it led me to burnout over and over and over again until I got cancer. And my cancer was an anomaly, so there's no real root cause to it, but I can assume just based on my own personal experience what that was like for me. And I believe it was because of this cycle of stress and chaos that I had in my life around trying to be someone or be something in the world. I was forcing it, like I was just trying to ram through, and that's what we're shoved down our throat over and over again. Everything has to be hard. But what if everything wasn't actually hard? What if we and the things that we desire and what we want to be in this world, what if it already was within our grasp? What if all we had to do was get there was to clear our mind, take care of our body, and create a little bit of peace in our life and consistency and home and solid footing for it to show up? What a concept. So this is my year of easy, simple fun. I got that from Majid, because I've made it this far. I've recovered. I've achieved so much through efforting. But in the past year of my life, when I let go and just kind of let my life happen, I've had more abundance than I've had in the accumulation of the 27 years prior. So I think I'm onto something. So you guys are gonna go along with me on this social experiment of believing that I already hold everything I desire, all the greatness that I want, all the success that I dream of, all these things, I already have it. And all I have to do is take a deep breath, create the structures around me, show up to work every day, but not believe that everything has to be so hard all the time. So anyways, that is my mantra for the year. And then key questions of how do I want to feel? And then who do I want to be? Because I get to create that my growth. I get to create who I want to grow into. So asking myself that question every day, who am I becoming? So for 2018, I'll give you one example of a massive RPM. I talked about the wedding. The rest is kind of a little top secret, so we'll just do this one. So the result, having the wedding of our dreams. The purpose, ensuring our union as spirits, bodies, minds, souls, and families is the best time of our lives. Creating spaces for our love to shine alongside our love for the communities in our lives. And the massive action for the year. Love every part of the planning process from this point forward. Infuse love into every moment and allow love to carry you through the tough and joyful moments. Connect deeply with everyone you love along the way. And so when I'm going through the rest of the year and wedding planning tasks come up and it feels overwhelming, or I have to get a dress, or I have to do this, I have to do that, I can come back to this RPM, I can come back to this purpose of why that specific task matters and remind myself of my bigger reason why, and ground every smaller task in that greater purpose. And so I wanted to gift this RPM methodology to you. I actually used it today for my to-do list. It's been very interesting. I've only been doing it for a few days, but it gives me a deeper clarity as to why I do certain things or why I want to do certain things. Like when I meditate for 40 minutes, why am I doing that? To create alignment, which is my goal for the year, to create that depth and space inside of me so everything else is easier. So when I sit in the morning and have my time to myself, my meditation, it gives me another reason to do it, especially on the days when I don't want to, which is when my mind's trying to play tricks on me and tell me, you don't need to do this today. I'm now doing this RPM for all my major daily tasks. Roz says that for the first few weeks, you'll write it all out, and then eventually you'll have your sort of basket of purpose and reasons why for certain tasks, and it'll streamline itself even more. But for those of us who want to live intentionally and live with purpose, this methodology for planning our days, planning our years, giving purpose to why we're deciding to do certain things on the macro side, but then also on the daily task side, I find this very interesting and I'm super excited about it. I think it's going to be very cool to implement. That is my how I planned 2018 model. So again, I have a workbook, I've got my planner with my RPM stuff, and I've got my journal, which I come to after my meditations and peace time in the morning. And let's see how this intentional planning serves me this year. I hope this inspires you to think through how you want your 2018 to go and how you want to go about planning it and doing it and executing it. And I hope you're into these one-on-one videos, because you're going to get a lot more of these, as I'm not really going to be on the road. So vlogs might tamper down a little bit for a bit, and these sort of inspo life management, reflecting on certain thing videos are going to be a bit more of my bread and butter. So if you're interested in hearing about a certain part of my life, how I do certain things, whatever that might be, shoot me an email at komel@komelminhas.com and let me know what you want to see more of. I'm super stoked about 2018. Welcome back to the newsletter. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Let's make some magic. Until next time, bye. Also, these are my colored pens. I love these Pentels. We got purple, blue, green, red, and then Adam gave me this pen from Japan that he purchased online, and the ink is just great. So I just thought I should tell you that. I love colored pens. Bye!
Where'd you go? Where'd you go?